Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, I tell you what, I have got another Boker knife here that I told you I've been on a Boker click lately, and it started with the fire ant, and it's just kind of kept going. Another one that I'm really glad that I picked up to check out. This one is the Boker Plus Rusticus. Now, as its name pretty much indicates, it is a very rustic style and build of knife. And I'll kind of get into that as we go on. But as you can see, it's got very nice blackwood handles. It just says blackwood. I'm not 100% sure of the type of wood. But as you can see, it's an integral. It's one piece of wood, which I'm really kind of digging on that for sure. As you can tell, it is a liner lock, and it's kind of that old style liner lock that we've seen on some of those Rough Rider knives and some of those older models. And that's kind of where I get the whole rustic feel. Well, part of it. You've definitely got a lanyard hole going on there. It's really very well done. I mean, now this one's coming in. This one is the larger version, by the way. There is a smaller version. This one, I'll have to remember. I think the smaller version is just under 3-inch blade, and this one is a little bit over a 3-inch blade. This larger version, selling for like right around $36. The smaller version is just under 30. It's like 28-ish. So there are a couple of different versions of this, but I really like how this looks. I like the black wood and sort of those gold-ish accents. I just wish this pin here was kind of, I mean, we've got the pivot as silver, so it kind of goes along, but I don't know, I kind of wish that pin was gold as well. I think it would have carried the aesthetic a little bit better. But, so what do I mean about it, the rustic build? Well, it's a two-handed knife, and if you'll look, that liner lock is always putting pressure. So it's kind of friction. It's got the friction from the liner. Now, it just doesn't slide open. I mean, it takes a little bit of force to get it open. Not a lot, just a little bit. Same way with the closure. Now, it's locked. That liner lock is very well done. But you feel that friction. See, it's not snapping into place or anything like that. It's just that friction kind of holds on it. And I don't know, that just gives me that sort of rustic feel and rustic action to it. Like an older style knife would. And I'm actually really kind of digging that. It's just kind of nice. It's something a little different. And I'm digging it. Like I said, it locks in. There's no play. Yeah, there's a tiny bit of side to side. Now, I could maybe tighten up that pivot. It's pretty tight as it is. As you can see, it's 420 steel. That 420 steel did pretty darn good. There's a initial cut test out there on it. Go check out that short. See what it does. But it did pretty darn good. It did better than I expected. We'll just put it that way. It did much better than I expected. That 420, you've got that black wash going on. Of course, you got your Boker Plus logo. But I don't know. I'm just really kind of enamored by this knife, to be perfectly honest. It's got that old style feel to it, and I'm kind of digging it. Anyway, so we're just shy of 8 inches, probably a little over 7 3/4, 7.8 maybe, right in there-ish. You've got pretty much a 4.5-inch handle, which is going to give us that blade length of 3 1/4. Cutting edge going to come in pretty much right about 3 inches. You've definitely got a nice little sharpening trail there. And then your grip length, I grip it right behind that liner lock. That's how I grip it. And in that, what I'm calling its natural grip, oh, looky there, 3.5 inches. What do you know? It just kind of cradles. Oh, it's got to be a little bit more than 3.5, because my hand usually comes, it is. We'll give it 3 5/8. There, I do have a little bit left over, but it feels really good in hand for sure. So let's see. Let's do a couple of size comparisons. We'll do the old bug out. Definitely larger than the bug out, overall lengthwise. And then it should come in under the PM2, which it does. Right there, we got us a Rusticus sandwich. Really light. It's got a really light, and it definitely takes, I mean, I can close it. Well, you have to, let me see here. I was going to say, I mean, you can close it with one hand, but you can definitely kind of see and probably hear that friction. Actually, holy cow, 62 grams or 2.2 ounces. Yeah, it is super light. Now, obviously, there's no pocket clip on this one, so it's a pocket dropper or slip carry. Maybe even if you're into the, the sheath, the belt pouch, you might be able to find one for it. There's plenty of leather makers out there in the community that I'm sure would be happy to make you a belt carry sheath that this would fit into if you so choose. But as I said before, I'm really digging this knife without question. It's not super whammadine at all. I like the fact that it's pretty much one piece of wood. I call it an integral because, well, it pretty much is. Somebody says, well, it's not. Anyway, yeah, it is. And I just like the feel. The feel of it, it gives it that old, rustic knife kind of feel. And super, super comfortable in hand. Now, like I said, the 420 steel, out of that initial cut test, it did pretty darn well. And it held up pretty good. I used it a bit at work, for sure. And it held up all right. The edge did. So, again, these steels, when I do those cut tests, it's just a straight out of the box. And it's first cut, first edge. Obviously 420 isn't probably going to hold an edge like Magna Cut or anything like that. But if 420 is done correctly and heat treated correctly and all sharpened and all that stuff, the edge, the angle, yeah, the geometry, yeah, it's going to do all right. And this one certainly did. Definitely glad I picked up the Rusticus to check out. So, and as always, guys, I'm glad you decided to swing by and check it out with me. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Like, subscribe, leave me that comment. I love talking to you guys. Until next time, have a great, great day. See you later.